the Ofsted Learning Walk. One of the most important parts of your Ofsted inspection is your learning walk. Getting this right is key in getting a positive outcome for your Ofsted inspection. So, what should you be doing during your learning walk? And how do you ensure that your learning walk is impressive? This is what we'll discuss in this video, but first, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel Open a Nursery with myself, Kurt Liania, where I support you to open, run and grow your own childcare business. If this is your first time here, don't forget to subscribe. I post regular videos all around the topic of childcare, from what is county lines to how to pass your Ofsted inspection. So if you enjoy and get something from this video, make sure you check out my other ones. In this video, we'll be going over what an Ofsted Learning Walk is, its purpose, and how nursery managers and early years educators can prepare for them, as well as benefit from them. So firstly, what is an Ofsted Learning Walk? An Ofsted Learning Walk is part of the inspection process which is carried out by Ofsted in early settings such as nurseries, childminders and other childcare providers. During the inspection, the Ofsted inspector will invite someone from the senior management team or other senior members of your staff, like the manager or deputy manager, to complete a learning walk. During the learning walk, the manager or deputy manager will be required to demonstrate how the setting's curriculum supports every child's development. The overall aim of the learning walk is for the inspector to gain an insight into the overall quality of provision, teaching practices, and how well children are supported in their development and their learning. The inspector will have an idea of what they are looking for during the learning walk based on what they know about your setting and discussions they may have had with you during the initial phone call. The initial phone call with you is where you can learn some of the key points that they'll be discussing with you during the Ofsted inspection and during the learning walk. The learning walk plays a key part in your final overall grade. So it's important that whoever does this with the inspector is confident in showing off your setting and your practices. The main reason of the Ofsted Learning Walk is that it provides Ofsted with an idea of what it might be like to be a child at your setting. They can see what opportunities are available for each child, how staff and children engage, and how well your nursery or any other setting meet the requirements of the early years foundation stage or the EYFS. During the learning walk, Ofsted will be looking at the strengths of your nursery or other childcare provider, at any areas of improvement, and whether you are delivering an inclusive, stimulating and nurturing environment for all children. You shouldn't fear the learning walk, as it can have many benefits for your setting. It can lead to better outcomes for the children in your care. You can get good feedback on your practice, as you can learn areas that they think you are good at, which is great for morale, and you can learn areas for development, which will ultimately help improve your setting. It can also help to support professional and personal development. The learning walk encourages continuous professional development for staff, enhancing teaching practices and raising overall standards across the setting. So what can you expect during the learning walk? The learning walk will be focused on 5 main areas. Firstly, you'll be undertaking some form of observation. Inspectors will observe your setting and learn about activities that you have set up and why, as well as observe the appropriateness of these activities. They will look at how engaged children are and the relationship that children have with staff. They will also do a joint observation with the senior management to see whether the manager can observe good practice in the staff and if they can spot any areas for improvement. Secondly, they'll be looking at your setting's safeguarding and health and safety. Inspectors will want to see that your safeguarding practices are robust and that staff are vigilant in identifying and responding to potential risks in relation to things like hygiene and potential hazards. They'll also look at your behaviour management, not only to see how staff promote positive behaviour, but also to look at you as a team. They'll want to see how you all approach behaviour management and whether you all follow the same approach, enabling consistency for your children. During the learning walk, they'll also be looking at your learning environment. They'll be assessing the quality of the learning environment, the availability and accessibility to resources, the suitability of the learning environment to specific children that you have in your care at the time of the inspection, and they'll be assessing whether the learning environment supports the needs of the children and of their learning and development. And the 5th key aspect of the learning walk that they will be observing is your staff's teaching practices. Do staff implement effective teaching strategies? Do they differentiate their style to meet children's individual needs? And do staff effectively support children's communication and language skills? You and the rest of your colleagues should be able to answer why they are doing something and not just what they are doing. So you should be aware of the 3 I's for an activity. I've covered the 3 I's in a previous video, so do check it out if you need some refreshing on this. But just make sure you are aware of why you're doing the activity and why it's suitable for the children or the child that you're doing it with. Or be able to answer why you've set up the environment in this way and know how it benefits the children that you actually have in. During the learning walk, don't be shy. This is your opportunity to show off everything you have to offer. They won't truly know how amazing you are and all the hard work that you and your team do unless you show and tell them. This is not the time to be humble. If this is the first time that the child's engaged in activity or for this long because of your staff's persistence and encouragement, let them know. If a staff member has implemented something that they've potentially learnt on training, tell them this as well. They won't be able to see areas where your nursery or other child provider has improved or where a child has developed unless you tell them. So let all your hard work and all your knowledge shine through. In preparation for your learning walk, it's important that you familiarise yourself with the EYFS statutory framework, revise the early years inspection handbook so that you know what the different criteria is for the different grading, assess and reflect on your current practice, observe your nursery, look at what you're doing well, and look at areas where you could potentially improve prior to your inspection. I do have some self-evaluation sheets, peer-on-peer observation sheets, and room observation sheets that you can use to support in this. I'll put a link to these in the description. You should work alongside your staff to make improvements too, which is why the peer-on-peer observation sheets are so useful. They can identify areas that they and their colleagues need improving, and it's less intimidating for them than if it came from the management team. This will help to ensure that teaching practices are consistent and help to create a positive learning environment. And finally, it's important that you're actually willing to make improvements. Make sure that you are proactive in implementing improvements. This could be improvements based on feedback from staff, from parents, the local authority, or even from previous inspections. Overall, the learning walk remains a key part of Ofsted inspections and provides you with a great opportunity to show off your setting. As long as you and your staff prepare well, it can put your nursery or other childcare provider in a good place to get a positive outcome from your Ofsted inspection. If you want more support with your Ofsted inspection, then check out the video that's on the screen now, where we go through how you can pass your Ofsted inspection. Check it out now and I'll see you over there. God bless.